Have you ever stopped to wonder whether a few tiny habits might be quietly pushing people away without anyone ever mentioning them? As the years roll on, we naturally slip into rhythms that feel perfectly normal, but some of those routines can become hidden stumbling blocks, changing how family, friends, and even new acquaintances experience us. In this video, we're going to explore 12 surprisingly subtle behaviors that can erode your dignity and create distance in your relationships, often without you even realizing it. Stick around until the very end, because each insight comes with practical steps you can take to boost your self-respect, deepen your connections, and carry yourself with the grace you've earned, all while completely transforming how others see you and how you feel about yourself. And if you're finding these lessons helpful so far, don't forget to like the video. It really helps me continue sharing these life lessons. And if you haven't yet subscribed, hit that button and ring the bell so you won't miss future content. Now, let's dive in. One of the most invisible yet powerful signals we send is through our personal hygiene, or the slow drift away from it. Clothes worn day after day, showing stains or heavy wrinkles, hair that looks neglected, nails that grow too long or collect dirt underneath, or even a faint but persistent body odor can communicate a surprising message to those around you. It's rarely about fashion or vanity. It's about self-respect. When we take care of our hygiene, we're telling the world and reminding ourselves, I'm here, I matter, I value myself. In younger years, keeping up with daily grooming often feels second nature, driven by energy and social expectations. But when fatigue or a sense of why bother creeps in, those habits can slip. To others, this lapse doesn't go unnoticed. They may inch their chairs away, shorten phone calls, or subconsciously hold back an embrace because your appearance, however unintentionally, seems to say you've given up. But the good news is that reversing this is straightforward. A fresh shirt, neatly combed hair, trimmed nails, and a pleasant scent aren't extravagant. They're invitations for warmth, eye contact, and genuine connection. Simple acts of care become a silent declaration of vitality and worth, inviting others to engage with you on a deeper level. Another habit that can quietly erode relationships is speaking without a filter. After decades of holding back, it can feel liberating to say exactly what's on your mind. You may pride yourself on being honest, insisting that people need the unvarnished truth. Yet unfiltered remarks often come across as harsh criticism rather than helpful insight. When you comment bluntly on someone's appearance, choices, or opinions, they might smile politely but recoil inwardly, feeling judged rather than heard. Invitations dwindle, conversations grow superficial, and even long-standing friendships can fray. The antidote isn't to silence your voice, but to pair honesty with empathy. Before speaking, ask yourself, is this useful? Is this kind? If you wouldn't want someone to say it to your own grandchild, it might be worth revising. Sharing wisdom from your life experiences becomes magnetic when it's delivered with compassion. People lean in eager to listen because your words foster connection rather than division. We often cling to the familiar, especially in our wardrobe. That well-worn pair of slacks or an old sweater may feel comfortable, but if they sag, bunch, or strain at the seams, they can convey that you're stuck in the past or simply don't care anymore. It's not about fashion trends or pretending to be younger. It's about dressing deliberately for the person you are today. A shirt that fits, in a color that brightens your face, or shoes that look cared for, sends a clear signal. You're present, engaged, and proud of yourself. When someone sees you in well-chosen clothes, they feel a quiet admiration. They notice the effort, and that effort translates into respect. So take a little time to update what you wear. A modern, tailored piece doesn't need to be expensive. Often just a smart alteration or a different color choice can make a big difference. Intentional dressing becomes a way of honoring yourself and inviting others to honor you in return. A less obvious but equally important issue is dominating conversations or interrupting others. With the wealth of stories, lessons, and memories accumulated over the years, it's tempting to take over a discussion, sharing insights at every pause. Yet when conversation feels one-sided, the other person gradually disengages. They might offer shorter responses, avoid eye contact, or hesitate to open up in the future because they feel unheard. The solution is simple. Listen more than you speak. Ask open-ended questions. And when silence falls, resist the urge to fill it with your own anecdotes. By creating space for others, you show that you value their perspective. In turn, they'll seek out your insight more readily, eager to share thoughts when they know you're genuinely listening. This balanced approach bridges generational gaps and fosters conversations that are rich, two-way journeys rather than solitary monologues. Complaining about younger generations can also drive a wedge between you and others. Expressing frustration about kids these days or dismissing new ways of socializing, working, or learning sends a clear signal. You're anchored in a world that no longer exists. Even if your critique is valid, laying it out as default commentary makes younger people feel judged rather than understood. Gradually, they'll stop sharing their experiences, fearing your reaction. A simple shift from criticism to curiosity can transform these interactions. Instead of declaring how things used to be, ask, what's it like navigating your world today? That question alone opens a door to dialogue, showing you genuinely want to understand. When you position yourself as a bridge between eras rather than a monument to the past, you become a treasured source of wisdom, not a relic to avoid. Oversharing medical woes is another habit that can quietly exhaust those around you. It's natural to seek empathy and advice when health challenges arise. But if every conversation circles back to aches, doctor visits, and prescriptions, friends and family may start to feel like reluctant members of a medical support group. Instead of chronicling every symptom, choose moments and audiences thoughtfully. Share the big updates when they matter, and balance health talk with stories of what's bringing you joy. Perhaps the book that transported your imagination, the new recipe you tried, or the bird that visited your feeder. Your life is rich far beyond clinical details. By sprinkling in moments of lightness, you remind people the fullness of your story, inviting them to participate in all its colors, not just the gray ones. Footing in public spaces can also send subtle messages. Our pace slows with age and reaction times shift. Pausing in the middle of a grocery aisle or drifting into another shopper's path may be unintentional, but it forces others to circle around you or come to an abrupt halt. Rather than confrontation, you'll see a sigh, a sidestep, or even a decision to shop elsewhere next time. Cultivating spatial mindfulness is a simple yet powerful solution. Keep to one side of the aisle, step aside to check your list, and scan your surroundings as you walk. These small acts of courtesy show that you remain alert and considerate, smoothing the flow of shared spaces and reinforcing your image as someone who cares about the comfort of others as much as your own. Humor that once felt fresh can start to feel stale or insensitive if it relies on stereotypes or outdated cultural references. A sarcastic remark or a teasing quip about a group of people may have gone over brilliantly in your youth. But today's social atmosphere places a higher premium on empathy and inclusion. When a joke falls flat or causes discomfort, people will smile politely, but inwardly, they may distance themselves. You don't have to abandon your playful spirit. Instead, adapt your material. Share humorous observations about universal human quirks, gentle self-depictions of your own foibles, or lighthearted stories that invite everyone to laugh together. By tuning into the changing landscape of sensitivity and listening to how others respond, you'll keep your wit alive and ensure it unites rather than divides. There's also a fine line between asking for help and projecting helplessness. When you routinely say, "Can you just handle this for me?" or "I'll never learn how this works," even for small tasks, you unintentionally signal that you're more burdened than partner. While asking for assistance is perfectly natural, using it as a default can make loved ones feel like full-time caregivers, rather than friends or equals. Instead, embrace challenges as opportunities to learn. Try operating that new smartphone feature, carry lightweight grocery bags, or tinker with a household gadget. Even if it takes a few tries, the effort speaks volumes. It communicates resilience and a willingness to stay active in your own life. When you genuinely need help, frame your request clearly and gratefully, so people know you value their time and expertise. This balanced approach preserves everyone's sense of mutual respect. Finally, claiming you're always right can quietly erode the give and take that forms the heart of meaningful relationships. Insisting on correcting every story, asserting that your way is the ultimate truth, or dismissing new ideas with, "I've seen it all," turns conversations into monologues. Others will stop sharing their perspectives, not out of fear but from frustration, sensing that their insights will be overwritten. True wisdom is shown not by bulldozing through different views, but by inviting them in. Share your experiences as possibilities, not edicts. Ask questions, express curiosity, and hold your opinions lightly. This humility doesn't undermine your expertise. It enhances it, making people eager to listen because they know their voice matters. A flexible mind and a generous spirit invite deeper connection than any claimed infallibility ever could. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect. Which of these subtle habits hit home for you? What small adjustment can you commit to today? Maybe it's setting aside 5 minutes each morning for grooming, or catching yourself before making that blunt comment and reshaping it with kindness. Perhaps you'll pause in a crowded aisle or swap a stereotype-based joke for one that lifts everyone up. Whatever it is, your willingness to change, even in the tiniest ways, can create ripples of respect and warmth that touch every relationship in your life. Remember, these shifts aren't about perfection. They're about showing up with intention, care, and humility. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me. If you found these insights useful, let me know by commenting below with the one change you're ready to make. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content to inform and inspire you on this journey of growth. See you in the next video.